Good morning and welcome everybody once again to Adventures in Digital Marketing. My name is Rob Orr. In case we haven't met before, if you've seen my name popping up in your feed or you have seen me leaving comments on your post or anything like that, I wanted to take this time to come in the morning and just share with you what's going on and documenting my journey so that you guys can see what I'm doing, so that there's some transparency and just to get to know you guys and to build connections, right? Because it's easy to get swept up in all of the things that we get swept up in when it comes to digital marketing and life and all of those kinds of things. So I wanted to just dedicate these times to coming in here and connecting with you guys and building connections with you. So if you're with me live, first of all, hit me with a hashtag live, or hit me up with, if you're watching on the replay, hit me up with a hashtag replay. Just want to make sure that you're hearing me okay and everything is coming through loud and clear. I'm always on my phone, so these things are changing on a regular basis, and I have screwed up on many occasions and messed up my settings. So, but anyway, like I said, my name is Rob, and I am a web designer and developer who is obsessed with digital marketing. And I wanted to tell you something that kind of came through. I was reminded about this morning. So one of the things that I do when I get up in the morning is I have like a morning routine that I go through. And one of those things is writing down my goals. I actually talked about this yesterday or the day before on a live that I did. And as I was writing down my goals today, I was making some adjustments to some of the things that I wanted to accomplish and changing some dates and things like that. And one of the things that occurred to me as I'm writing this stuff down, I was like, every time I write these things down, it is always prompting me with thoughts about how to actually, what are the steps that are involved that I need to put in place to achieve these goals, right? So it reminded me, my daughter is 15, almost 16. Hello, almost 16 years old now, and we used to have this thing when we were riding around and we'd be going to the grocery store, we'd be going somewhere, and we've always had these great conversations when we're driving. We still do. That's like our thing. We get out and have these deep and intense conversations about all kinds of stuff. But she used to have this thing. She would ask these silly questions, right? It's not different than any kid, right? All kids ask silly questions, and those kinds of things. So I developed this thing where I would just give her a silly response in return, and she's like, I can't remember any of the specific questions because it's still a little bit early for me, even though I've had a cup of coffee. But she would give me, these silly questions, and or sometimes they weren't so silly. They would be questions where she was trying to put together the words to figure out to get an answer to something that she was looking for, and it would frustrate her because I would simply say, you need to ask a better question, right? It would be a lot of times with stuff like that, it would be school related. Like we'd be talking about algebra because yes, we are nerds like that. We would drive around and talk about math and algebra and stuff like that. And she would ask a question that didn't make a whole lot of sense. And so what I would do is I would just simply tell her, say, you need to ask a better question. And so she would think about it, and you could see the wheels turning about how she wanted to do it. And she would finally come up with a better question. And then I would give her a good answer. And then it would spark this entire conversation about all of these different things. And, I got this concept originally from, listening to Tony Robbins several years ago. When I was still doing sales and I was on the road a lot, I would listen to Tony Robbins while I'm driving down between appointments and whatnot. And one of the things that he said was that if you want better answers, you need to ask better questions. And that was something that just really floored me, because it was something that really resonated with me, because if we don't ask good questions, we're not going to get good answers, right? But, and you can think about this from even your own conversations that you have with your friends or family, or even with your colleagues in work, or any of those kinds of things. And, sometimes they come up and they ask a question. You go, man, that's a really good question, and it makes you think, right? So like this morning, I was sitting there and I'm writing down my goals, and I'm like, man, this is prompting some really good questions for me. What am I going to need to do to achieve this specific goal? And not that I'm not already thinking through those, but I was just reminded of the power of asking better questions to get better answers. Because in order to find the solutions to the problems, the challenges that we have to ask better questions. And that's why I'm so big on keeping a journal and writing down your goals. And I've had success and failure with my journal, so don't think that I've got this all nailed down. But when you're recording your thoughts and you're trying to force those thoughts into the words so that you can quantify something that makes sense, then it makes you wrestle with the concept until you get to an answer that is satisfactory for you. And this can apply to your faith. It can apply to your life, obviously, to your business, any of those kinds of things. So if you want to have better answers to your questions, you've got to ask better questions. Simple enough, right? But it's a really profound thing that's helped me a lot in my own business and my own personal development, all those kinds of things as well. So I just wanted to share that with you this morning, come in here and give you a little bit of story about the fun that I used to have with my daughter when we were riding around as well. Because, we don't ride around as much because everybody's still in quarantine. And, I don't leave the house very often simply because there's nowhere to go, so things are kind of crazy. So especially here in Tallahassee and Leon County, where things that seem to be getting out of control with the coronavirus. But anyway, that's what I've got for you guys today. Like I said, if you're watching with me live, please hit me up with a hashtag live. If you're watching on the replay, hit me up with a hashtag replay. Let me know that you guys are seeing this stuff. If you got questions, you got comments, you got thoughts, I welcome those things. Please put them in the comments below this video, whether it is on YouTube or on Facebook or on my blog, any of those places. I definitely want to have the conversation with you. So you guys have a great day. Until next time, take care. Bye.